Let's take a look at the Rolex that no one really ever talks about, almost as if it is the child that is the least favorite, or the year of a certain sports car that is unpopular, or just not what is in trend and what everybody wants. But is that truly such a bad thing? See, looking back at the history of the watch market, how many watches were seen as not loved and just sat and collected dust? And now they are some of the most sought after watches, ones that they are a unicorn if you see it in person. The engine turned Rolex Datejust is not at that level by any means. But out of all the Datejust models, the reference 16220 and others are the least favorite among many. But here's a quick let me change your mind moment. Maybe it is time to capitalize on this unpopularity because these watches are amazing. The engine turned bezel is not ugly in any means and actually, in my opinion, works great on the Rolex Datejust. The Datejust is a gorgeous watch, from the 1601 to the 16233 and even the more modern examples. They're classics, everything about them, and what really makes them classics is honestly the Jubilee bracelet and the fluted bezel. But there's nothing wrong with being different. The fluted bezel is a classic and a go-to. But where do you go to for something that isn't a go-to? Where do you go to for something more special? Where do you go to for something more uncommon? Something that in today's world makes you feel like you're going in the opposite direction than everybody else, but in a good way. The engine turned bezel has you covered, and this gorgeous 16220 has a beautiful warm dial, a sharp case, its Jubilee bracelet, and an all steel engine turned bezel. It takes the Rolex Datejust and reminds you that it could be just as sporty as an Explorer 1, just because of the bezel. It has a sort of rugged feeling to it. It's industrial but works with the classy Datejust design. So, if you love Rolex but don't love the idea of Submariners and two-tone Datejust being at the top of everyone's goal for their watch collection, then maybe it's time to step back and take a look at what else Rolex has to offer. And what that is an engine-turned bezel Datejust that gives you everything you're looking for and not what everyone else is looking for.